Okay, I just got off the phone with Garrison. Garrison doesn't move out. He gets COVID. And then he's mad at me that I'm not coming around. And he basically just tried to cut the relationship. I love you, Dad, but this is goodbye forever.
The line is becoming more and more intense. Choose this side, which is Kody, marry Robyn, and Robyn's kids, or choose the side that includes all of my children.
Robyn is really out here with her nonsense. Oh, I tried reaching out to my sister wives, she says. I tried reaching out to Garrison and Gabe and Janelle, but they just shut me down. Yeah, right? Cue the woe is me act, because we're all so convinced. Kody, on the other hand, is delusional. He's whining about Christine taking his child away. Newsflash, Kody, if you'd actually been present in Truly's life, you might have some kind of claim, but you weren't. And let's be real, Truly probably hasn't even noticed the difference. What really got under my skin, though, was Kody's ridiculous comment about kids these days. He says it like he's some kind of expert on parental estrangement, as if adult children cutting off contact with their parents is totally normal. Newsflash, Kody, it's not normal. When kids cut contact with their parents, it's usually because there are real reasons behind it. I still remember Garrison saying he wanted his dad to spend time with him after all his friends left Flagstaff, and Kody, in all his glory, replied, "You want me to hang out with you now, after you didn't need me all summer? Yeah, no thanks. I'm not going to be your last resort." Okay, paraphrased, but still. What an immature response. If I were a parent, I'd be so touched if my child, after such a long disconnection, still wanted to spend time with me. But nope, Kody really just sealed the deal with that one. Truly is probably saying goodbye forever, and honestly, he should be kicking himself. They should show clips like that during the look-back/talk-back episodes, with all 5 adults on the couch, and Robyn strapped down so she can't escape before everyone calls out her nonsense. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to ThreadoraTalks, where the conversations are always next level. I'm your host, Jenna, and today, we're turning things up a notch. Trust me, this is one video you do not want to miss, so let's dive right in. Kody's behavior toward his wives and their kids is, at best, petty and manipulative. It's clear that he often uses his children as pawns to punish his wives, and it's honestly hard to figure out why he thinks they're not his kids. After all, he's their father. Yet his relationship with them is almost non-existent unless he can somehow use them to hurt their mothers. Take Christine, for example. When Kody gets angry with her, he completely ignores their kids, then blames her for not facilitating contact. Forget the fact that he can call or visit them anytime he wants. He just chooses not to. Case in point, he didn't even visit Truly when he was separating from Christine, which is just cold, especially considering Truly is only a couple of years older than Robyn's youngest. After all the drama, Kody only has Truly stay with him when it suits his agenda, like when he's trying to score points with the cameras. And don't even get me started on his refusal to go to Isabel's surgery. What a coward. Then there's Janelle. The second things start to crumble between them, Kody suddenly stops treating her kids with any respect. He didn't even bother calling Savannah on Christmas. Instead, he lets Robyn, who, by the way, claims to care about the kids, sit by and do nothing. She could have at least sent gifts to show that she still cared, but nope, that's apparently too much effort. Kody can't be bothered to invite his other kids over during the holidays, either, leaving them to fend for themselves. It's pathetic, especially considering that Robyn could have easily organized something to include them. As for Leon, who knows what's going on there? It's like he's forgotten they even exist, or worse, he doesn't care. Robyn likes to play the martyr role, claiming to care about the big family and the kids, but she doesn't lift a finger to get Kody to reach out. It's clear she has him wrapped around her finger, so why isn't she making him step up? Maybe it's because keeping Kody to herself means more than actually caring about the other kids. Kody's behavior doesn't change, though. When he outright admits he isn't seeing Isabel or Truly because he doesn't want to deal with Christine, it's like watching a train wreck. Those are his kids, yet he refuses to see them. It's infuriating. He's cruel, and there's no excuse for it. The worst part is, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he doesn't care. His whole justification is that when a woman removes the man from a relationship with the kids, it ruins everything. Yeah, right. Meanwhile, he's happily sitting next to Robyn, playing the victim, even though she's the epitome of parental alienation. His cruelty isn't just limited to his kids. He'll put one wife on a pedestal to punish the others. For instance, Mary described how Kody lavished gifts on Christine one year while giving her absolutely nothing. It's like he's doing everything in his power to hurt her, and he takes the same approach with Robyn, making her his loyal wife while punishing the others for not meeting his expectations. And let's not forget how Kody gives all his time and attention to Robyn's kids. It's not that he's a great dad, it's just that he wants to. The rest of the kids don't get the same treatment, and that's because he simply doesn't care to invest in them unless it serves his own interests. So I'm watching this episode where Christine tells Kody that Ysabel needs surgery because she's in pain. You know, the kind of pain that might actually require medical attention. And Kody, being the amazing father that he is, asks if Ysabel can just go to New Jersey by herself to get the surgery. Yes, you heard that right. His daughter, who's dealing with serious pain, should apparently take a solo trip to have a major procedure. Truly, he's just a stellar human being. Oh, and let's not forget the drama where Kody wanted everyone to weep over how he almost died from coronavirus. Like, sorry Ysabel, but your spinal surgery is really not that big of a deal. He's like, oh, I had coronavirus, I nearly died. Meanwhile, Ysabel has been in pain for months and could have easily died from her condition, but Kody's over here acting like his mild illness somehow trumps the reality of what she's going through. What a gem of a father. If it was one of Robyn's kids, though, he'd be right there, wouldn't he? And if it was him needing surgery, the whole world would have stopped. The show would have been a 24/7 sob fest about his suffering, but Ysabel needing spine surgery alone? Nah, not important. Honestly, it's just heartbreaking to watch a dad ask his kid if she can go out of state for major surgery alone, while he takes his brand new daughter to get her ears pierced. What a great example of parenting. But honestly, what really broke me was when Ysabel, sitting there in tears, says, I'm not needed anymore, right? I'm not needed anymore, right? While fighting back tears. That's just gut-wrenching. Every time I think about it, my heart aches. They could have been there for her. They should have been there. Instead, they acted like it was no big deal. Kody and Robyn, just absolute trash when it comes to being parents. Oh, fantastic. Christine is treating Ysabel's surgery like it's some kind of vacation. Seriously? Did I just hear that right? Kody actually said, my belief was that it was no longer about Ysabel, her needs, and what was best for her, but rather Christine wanted to take advantage of the time and really get a vacation out of it. Wow, first off, why wouldn't Christine try to make the trip as enjoyable as possible for her girls? It's not like Kody had to be there for the full 6 weeks. In fact, he basically prioritized Robyn's kids over Ysabel during a life-changing medical procedure, no less. He wasn't exactly bonding with Janelle or Mary either. It's pretty clear that this whole thing was just about Robyn's household. Kody's behavior? Absolutely appalling. Let's get this straight. There's no way taking care of your daughter after spinal surgery is a vacation. But guess what? Christine has every right to try and make it as pleasant as possible, because why not? Remember how utterly exhausted Christine was from constantly giving meds and taking care of Ysabel post-surgery. Janelle was even planning to pitch a tent in the backyard, for crying out loud. Look, I've been there. When I had my spinal surgery, I traveled 4 hours to get to the hospital, and I made sure to arrive a few days early because I wanted to do some fun stuff and clear my mind before the big day. That recovery can be brutal, and the mental toll is something you can't ignore. I'm so glad I did that because, like Christine, I needed to have one last vacation before a life-altering experience. And I had complications that changed my life forever. So, for what it's worth, I totally get Christine. It's not only understandable but necessary to do something enjoyable before or after major surgery. It's a way to distract yourself from the fear, the anxiety, and the pain. Kody, he's an idiot. He has absolutely no idea how bad Isabel's recovery was. Not even close. And let's be real here, the silver lining in this whole mess is that Kody's true colors have been exposed. The kids now have proof that it wasn't their fault, he was a derelict parent who just discarded them. Honestly, I wish Garrison had waited until morning to get the help he needed. He clearly deserved better. Oh, and wasn't Isabel in UMDNG in New Jersey? Trust me, there's stuff to do in Northern Jersey. But UMDNG is top-notch, and if you have to travel all the way out there for surgery, and then stay for follow-up care for 6 weeks, a vacation isn't spending your time watching your daughter in excruciating pain, hauling her to PT 3 to 4 times a week, and managing endless doctor's appointments. Kody is a greatest scumbag, and I'm honestly so glad that the OG3 left him and Robyn behind, taking their income with them. I genuinely hope the OG3 finally find the happiness they deserve. So Janelle decides to run a 5, because why not throw herself into something that requires some level of support and encouragement? Enter Robyn, who designs a t-shirt for Janelle, but shocker, the only size available is an XL. Total coincidence, right? But sure, Janelle somehow manages to squeeze herself into it, and Kody graciously allows her to wear it. Because he's so supportive like that. Then we get to the race. Kody, ever the champion of emotional support, starts running. Notice how I said starts? Yeah, he ditches Janelle halfway through, like, I thought being there was showing my support. Sure, Kody, that's how support works, by leaving your wife behind on the track. Meanwhile, Janelle's personal trainer, the real MVP, sticks with her through the whole thing, like an actual human who understands what being there for someone means. But honestly, can we talk about how Kody's behavior throughout this whole thing is peak chode? Like a masterclass in self-centeredness. Janelle, who's already stepping way outside her comfort zone just by participating in the race, is left to trudge along while her husband speeds ahead, oblivious to the fact that her emotional support was, supposed to come from him. And then, in the couch interview, Janelle's all like, I don't know why, but I thought we would at least start together. Oh, Janelle, honey, we all know why you thought that. Because normal, supportive couples, start things together. But in the world of Kody and Janelle, that's too much to ask. This whole race is basically a metaphor for their marriage. Kody racing ahead, leaving Janelle trailing behind. It's like they're conditioned to never ask for what they need, to silence their own instincts, to keep pushing their feelings down and pretending everything's fine. It's the keep sweet lightem version of a marriage, culty AF. And let's not even get started on how the entire weigh-in nonsense was toxic as hell. As a plus-size woman, I totally get why Janelle was struggling, and I can't blame her for skipping those cringeworthy group weigh-ins. It's like they just love to gaslight their wives into believing their emotional needs don't matter. Classic. Is it just me, or has anyone else thought about how wild it is that Mary made Christmas PAs for the entire family? I mean, what an impressive tradition, right? It's a gift that actually serves a purpose, clothing the kids, and it probably cost way less than buying a ton of new PJs, thanks to Mary's DIY skills. Talk about being practical with money. But I bet it took a lot of time, like a lot of time. I don't know why, but that always stuck with me. Honestly, it was such a sweet tradition, and let's be real, Mary really did want the whole big happy family vibe. She really tried. She wasn't exactly the best fit for dealing with a bunch of messy kids, or anyone who dared move a single thing out of place. but you have to give her credit for really believing in that ideal. Of course, Kody leaned on her to be the disciplinarian, which, well, caused a few rifts here and there. No biggie. But the point is, Meri truly wanted the happy plural family dream to come true. She was all in on it, even if it meant, constantly cleaning up after everyone else. Oh, so now 85% is a D? Really? I've been thinking about this for a while. Yasabel mentions she's been doing her scoliosis exercises about 85% of the time, and then Kody, in all his infinite wisdom, quips that's a D grade-wise. No, Kody, 85% is a solid B. Did anyone else catch this? Or is it just me? I have this nagging feeling Kody didn't pay much attention in school. But hey, we already knew that, right? Let's get real here. I think this whole thing was about money. Kody wasn't interested in spending a dime on Yasabel's scoliosis treatment. It was crystal clear. The man just doesn't care. It was infuriating to watch. The whole scoliosis situation was a mess. Yasabel doing those exercises wasn't going to magically cure her, even if she stuck to it 100%. Exercising her back muscles wasn't going to straighten out her spine, especially with the kind of curve she had. I wanted to scream at the screen. And Kody? Not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. In one episode, Gabe casually mentions he's in summer school, not to catch up, but to finish his entire senior year in the summer so he can head off to college. Gabe even goes into a little detail about what he's studying, and Kody, with his usual charm, says, "How did I end up with such smart kids? I'm a bonehead." No argument here, Kody. No argument at all. Kody's claim that Christine wanted Isabel to get her surgery because Christine wants a vacation really just shows how awful he is. Seriously, did anyone ever hear Robyn say a word about Kody not lifting a finger to help with the surgery? Nope. 1, because he's a jerk. But 2, you just know Robyn wasn't about to let him go, no matter how long it would take. She probably planted that idea in Kody's head. Oh, Christine's staying with her sister? It's basically a vacation, right? Meanwhile, Kody didn't even bother to offer help with care, medications, or anything else Isabel might need. But hey, we should all understand Robyn's side, right? I mean, what if something tragic happened to Aries' pacifier while Kody was off helping his daughter with major surgery? How would she manage? Because, there are priorities. Oh, the joys of revisiting old episodes with the luxury of knowing what unfolds later. In Season 6, Episode 12 of Sister Wives, we're treated to a delightful moment where Kody Brown takes a moral high ground on college debt. Picture this. He's talking about how he absolutely won't support his kids taking on student loans. Meanwhile, the parents are debating Meri's child's steep tuition of $28,000, which is a staggering sum compared to the mere $7,400 a year that the other kids pay at UNLV. Because, Kody's the expert on all things finance. But here's the kicker. Let's talk about debt for a second. Kody's really not into it, unless it's for buying a bunch of houses in Arizona and securing a couple of mortgages on land, not to mention all the lovely expenses of keeping up with 4 wives. So that's okay, but somehow, a child attending a college with a tuition higher than what Kody spends on a new house is not. I'm sure those few extra U-Hauls hauling stuff across Coyote Pass for months was totally a smarter financial move than Leon's education. And we really have no idea if Leon got student loans, grants, or scholarships. But sure, let's focus on the $28,000 price tag and pretend Kody's never racked up a dollar of his own questionable spending. Honestly, it's almost impressive how he can preach about financial responsibility while making life decisions that are just as expensive, if not more, than the very thing he's supposedly against. All right, now I want to hear from you. Sound off in the comments and let me know where you stand. Agree, disagree, or something in between? And if you're enjoying the vibe, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're always in the loop. Your voice counts, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for hanging with me.